What's up, YouTube? This is Anuj, and I'm welcoming you to the sequel 50 series where we'll be solving 50 questions of SQL, which are quite famous on Leetcode. And this will help you cement your understanding on the foundations of SQL and, in general, help you understand the language and give you an introduction to the world of data. So, let's get started. All the links of the questions will be there in the description, so you don't need to worry about that. I'll be covering 5 questions in each of the videos and hence covering all the 50 questions. So the ones that will be starting today are very fundamental based on the select statement of SQL, and these are the only things that we'll be using, which are the keywords of SQL, the select keyword, from, where, group by, having, and order by. As we solve the questions, we'll get the understanding how and why they are being used. So let's get on to it. The first question: recyclable and low fat products. We have a table called products with us with these columns: product ID, low fats, recyclable. Product ID is the primary key column with the unique values for this table. Low fats is an enum category of type Y or N, where Y means this product is low fat and N means it is not. Recyclable is an enum category of type Y or N, where Y means this product is recyclable and N means it is not. Now let's go to our problem statement. Write a solution to find the IDs of products that are both low fat and recyclable. Return the result table in any order. The result format is of the following example. Let's see the example. Here is our product table. We have our various product IDs, various flags to low fats and recyclable as Y and N, and the output that we're getting are product IDs, and we're getting 1 in 3. Why 1 in 3? Because only products 1 in 3 both have low fat and recyclable, as we can see from these flags. So to get the solution via SQL, we'll write select the name of the column to be selected, which is product ID, from the name of the table, which is products. Now the condition which will help us find these results, where low fats equals Y and this column recyclable is also equal to Y. Let's test this out and submit it. This should give us a solution. Yep, it's accepted. And our result is accepted. Moving on to the next question. Find customer referee. We have our table customer with the following columns: ID, name, referee ID. In SQL, ID is the primary key column for this table. Each row of this table indicates the ID of a customer, their name, and the ID of the customer who referred them. This is our problem statement. Find the names of the customer that are either referred by customer ID not equal to 2 or not referred by any customer. What do we mean by not referred by? We'll see it in the example. Return the result table in any order. Again, we don't need to worry about the order of the things. The result format is in the following example. Let's look at the example. Here is the customer table. We can see various unique IDs, the name of people, the referee ID, and we can see nulls over here. So I think null means not referred by any customer. And let's see the output. We're selecting the names out of it. These are the people who got selected. So Will got selected because Will has a referee ID of null. Jane got selected again, which has a referee ID of null. Bill got selected, which has a referee ID of null. And Zach got selected, which has a referee ID of 1. So Alex and Mark were not selected because they have a referee ID of 2, which is our breaking condition. Right, let's quickly write down the SQL query to find this. We want to select name, from, table name is customer, where the column referee ID is null or referee ID is not equal to 2. should do it. It's accepted. Submitting this. Cool. Moving on to the next question called big countries. We have a table called world with the following columns: name, continent, area, population, GDP. Name is the primary key column with the unique values for this table. Each row of this table gives information about the name of a country, the continent to which it belongs, its area, the population, and its GDP value. A country is big if it has an area of at least 3 million, that is 3 million kilometers square, or it has a population, again a simple or, that's important to note over here, it has a population of at least 25 million. Write a solution to find the name, population, and area of the big countries. So these are the columns that will be selected in our result. Return the result table in any order. The result format is of the following example. Let's look at the example to understand it. Here we have the world table, we have the names of various countries, the continents, the areas, populations, and GDPs. The output, as I said, three columns are selected: name, population, and area. And these two are selected because their population is greater than 25 million, or it would have gotten selected if their area is greater than 3 million. So let's solve for it. Again, let's start with select the name of the columns. We have name, we separate them by a comma since we are selecting multiple columns, population, and finally area. An important thing to note over here is, if you can see, area over here has turned into a slight yellow shade because area is actually a function in SQL. So to select it as a column, we have to put it inside backticks, which is simply the key below your escape key on your keyboard. So if you do it like this, it will be selected as a column and hence not a function, and our query won't break. Now going to the name of the table, from world. Now let's put our filtering conditions, where first condition is on area only. So again, I'll write area and put it inside backticks. Area is greater than equal to 3 million. Or our second condition, as I said, either of the conditions satisfies, we want the result to be populating. Population is greater than equal to 25 million. Think that should do it. Let's test it out. Yep, it's accepted. Submitting it. Awesome. Moving to the next question. It's called article views 1. We have the table views with the columns article ID, author ID, viewer ID, and view date. There is no primary key column with a unique value for this table. The table may have duplicate rows. This is important. Each row of this table indicates that some viewer viewed an article written by some author on some date. Note that equal author ID and viewer ID indicate the same person. Okay, so this, if both of them are same, it means it is read by the same person who authored the article. Write a solution to find out all the authors that viewed at least one of their own articles. That's what we want to find. The author viewed his own article. Return the table sorted by ID in ascending order. This is important. Here we'll be using the order by clause of SQL to order them in ascending order. The result format is of the following example. So here is our table, the views table. We have the various article IDs, the author IDs, viewer ID, and the view date. We got the output 4 and 7. Let's find out why. If we go through this little table, we'll find that this particular person, the author ID 7, is also having a viewer ID 7. That means they read their own article, hence it got selected. And the other one is author ID 4 equals viewer ID 4, having two entries. That means this particular author read their own article twice, but the result is in an ascending order of ID. Another important thing to note down over here is the output table has the column header called ID, but we don't have it anywhere in our source table. So we'll have to alias one of the columns from the source as ID in the output. Now let me move to the query to help you figure it out. And the other thing important to note over here is we had two entries of this author number 4 reading their own article, but we only got one as a solution in our solution. That means the query also grouped the various rows by author ID so that we get distinct author IDs out of the solution. Moving to the query to solve this, we select author ID as I said, we need to alias this. We use the as clause over here to alias it. Now from the name of the table, now our filtering condition where author ID equals viewer ID, hence we can find out these authors. Moving ahead, we need to group these by author ID, so we'll put a group by so that we don't repeat this 4 again and again. Group by author ID, and we also order by author ID in an ascending order. I could have skipped ascending order keyword, but we put it just for the sake of it. Looks fine to me. Let me check. Yep, it's accepted. Submitting this code. And it got submitted successfully. Going to the last question for today's video called invalid tweets. We have our table called tweets with the following columns: tweet ID and content. Tweet ID is the primary key column with unique values for this table. Content consists of alphanumerics. An exclamation or a space is also like considered inside it, and no other special characters. This table contains all the tweets in the social media app. So that's a table. The problem statement is write a solution to find the IDs of invalid tweets. The tweet is invalid if the number of characters used in the content of the tweet is strictly greater than 15. That's our condition to filter out. Return the result table in any order. The result format is in the following example. Here we have our input table, tweets, tweet ID 1 and 2. That's the content. Output is the tweet ID getting 2 getting selected. Explanation is tweet 1 has the length of 11, hence it is a valid tweet, whereas tweet 2 has a length of 33, hence it's an invalid tweet. So this is what we want as our solution essentially. Let's write down the query. Select tweet ID from the name of the table, where our filtering condition okay, so to find out this filtering condition, to check whether the length of content is greater than 15 or not, I can use the length function in SQL. Length, we use parenthesis, put the name of the column to be checked. It will check the length of content, and we want to put the condition as it should be strictly greater than 15. We don't need to order things by anything, so this should be fine. Running the query. Submitting it, got accepted. Alright, so we have solved our first 5 questions of SQL 50. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any kind of questions, anything you want to ask, feel free to drop a comment under this video. Like, subscribe, share. See you in the next one.